Hello everybody, I hope you've got a cup of tea and you're ready for a Suzuka Bonanza in the Dallara ir-01, because that's what we're doing. It's the first ranked race of the season and the first proper race for the Dallara ir-01. I'm just using default setup here. I've done qualifying with the medium tyres because I want to go long and then pit later on. Maximum fuel. Basically, whatever tyres you have on this car in quali, you will have at the start of the race. If you try and quali on softs and then go to mediums, it will put you back on softs and vice versa. We do need to pit in this race because this car guzzles fuel like a Porsche, and I'll have to twiddle the fuel levels when we get to the pits.
I'm scared, guys. This is my first race.
Now, unfortunately, there's
one lap to green. Line up on the left side. Pit road is closed right
a
now.
lot of rear ending with this car, so it'll be really lucky to actually get to the end of this race. I've got tea to keep me calm though, so I'm not hopeful. Probably expecting a rear end shunt. My quali strategy didn't really work. I thought the mediums I might be able to quali in the sort of top 10 or something. I think we've now found ourselves in 12th. So that didn't work. Might as well sort of preemptively set the fuel a bit here. And might as well preemptively set the tyres to replace the mediums. Might be able to do this race on softs. I think it might be better to do quali on softs, start with softs and less fuel at the start of the race, and then do a longer pit. And maybe I think a pit with the softs might be better. I don't know yet. We've not tried it, but we're trying this yellow tyre medium strat here. Really what I need are like shunt rear end proof tyres rather than, and nothing else really matters, just don't get hit by people really. This car is really easy to drive and the force feedback's fantastic with IR-FFB. The problem is the other drivers. One time we got a really easy car to drive in iRacing.
Get ready, going green.
And the issue is the other drivers. Oh well. Right, here we go. And they're off.
The pace car is off, be ready. Green flag, green flag.
Not bad. Right, got a nice bit of air behind me. So just pay attention to the cars in front. Braking early. Just being careful here.
Slow car ahead.
There it is.
Go left.
You got
Go right. Slow car ahead. Car on your left. Clear.
3 cars. There we go. Look at the size of the tyres on this thing. This car is very slow, this blue car. Oh man, I was not expecting them to break that. Oh, don't get me rear-ended. This blue car's really holding this up, and Stephen Kelly almost went into the back of us there.
Car right.
Go first, send up the inside.
Clear.
Can't get the power on. Someone lost it on the corner there, so he was slow. I tried to get it up the inside, but I couldn't quite get the grip out of it. Bear in mind they're on softs and the temp should be starting to come into them. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Get past him. We've been really held up by this car with the blue wheel rims. Oh my god. He's minty fresh, but he's also minty slow. Oh no. Come on.
Right side. Clear on the right.
I put my brake on there because I thought he was just going to stick with us, but he didn't. I'm going to stay on the inside in case he misses a brake point. He almost took me out. Right, there we go.
You got it. Slow car on the
Car
right.
in front
Go
has just
left.
lost it. We gained like 5 places there.
You're in the top 10.
I'll take it, 7th. Glorious. Okay. I'm going to try and get into the... Try and find some kind of pace now. Yeah, people seem to be losing control a lot with this car. In really places where it doesn't make much sense. Maybe I can only assume that they're not using ir-FFB.
Car stopped ahead.
We've got another parked car. The
Go
grass
right.
is definitely very
Go
slippy
right.
though. If you run out of track, you are in trouble with this car. I'm losing a lot of time by just not carrying enough momentum. I don't quite have a feel for the fronts. You get fantastic force feedback for the rear, but the understeer is quite hard to feel out. But it's got lots of downforce, so it does tend to stick. And it's giant tyres, so I think you actually get a lot of mechanical grip as well. How much fuel are we doing? Okay, 24 laps of fuel remaining. I'm really slow into this corner because I should really practice that. You go into the first section there, if you're going fast enough, you've got the downforce, then you have to make sure you've got the braking just right, otherwise you totally miss it and you're dead. Race over. That T1 is probably my weakest corner on this track. It'd be really interesting to see, because this is the default setup for Suzuka. I'm really interested to see what kind of pace we get. Got another spinner there from perhaps a more custom setup. Delta on. So it's really helpful having the delta bars, so you know where you're at relative to your best lap time. Flat out through there. Sixth place. Not bad. So you really want to get a wider entry into that corner as well to allow you to get on the power better. But then if you take that wider entry and you go in too hot, you have no margin for the understeer if you go over the fronts and that's it. It's a sort of all or nothing corner. You've got to be careful braking on the curb in there. Okay, we've got another ice back marker. So nice having a car that's not a trundle wagon though. I just find cars like this so much easier to drive. Like, to me, this is infinitely easier to drive and race than a GT3 car because everything's so direct. It's such a shame that all these like slower class cars are popular because it's like, I get it, they're easier to not crash, but then once you get up to like good at those slower cars, it's actually really, really hard to be within 5/10 of the top GT3 drivers, unless they put in an absolute. You just have to put in so much practice outside of like the innate car control, because the lap time comes from total race line, absolute precision within that specific envelope, rather than getting the most from the car using the pedal and the brake and dancing with the car, if that makes sense. There's not much dancing you can do with cars that have a ton of traction control, and all the dancing loses your time because it's not got enough power to pull you out. Thank you, back marker. It's nice of him. I don't know. I always find cars which have far more power to grip on the rears so much better, so much more fun to drive. way more interesting. I always feel like I'm way more in control of the vehicle. Right. Still got 19 laps. So the race is 35 laps total. Kind of taking this somewhat easy. The car behind's not catching us. I'm getting slowly faster. I feel like there's quite a lot of margin to push this. 29 laps to go. I don't actually know how this car drives once the tyres start to go off, so that could be interesting. Mind you, in the week 13, drove this car with damage, and it's actually not too bad. So oh, you could not go wide there because the grass and sand in iRacing is literally ice. I don't know what they've done. I don't know why they made the design choice. Of all the simulators, iRacing has the slippiest grass and sand. It acts like literal ice or like very wet grass. It's like the grass in iRacing is like that bit of drag strip from that F1 race where it was totally slick. You really don't. I mean, I like grass at the side of the track. I like the punishment aspect of it, but it can be very, very punishing. Oh, we've had someone lose it there. Is that a back marker? It's another back marker. Yeah, so I think people, if you're watching this and you're like, well, because you guys know I'm not exactly pro. I wouldn't say I'm bad at sim racing, but you know, I'm obviously not that. I'm not like e-sport good. And you're thinking, oh, what do I need to do to make it a lot easier? ir-FFB with the seat of the pants thing. I honestly don't understand, with all simulators, why seat of the pants force feedback isn't a more prominent thing.
Got a car on the left.
Well, that's way too wide there, because it's so vital. Driving a real car, or go-kart even, or riding a bicycle, the G-forces, change of G-forces and stuff is what you're really going by. Not the steering wheel feel, not the handlebars. So it's bizarre because like a force feedback wheel, you know, it worked fine on like a T300, TSPC, but with a DD especially, the wheel is the only device capable of delivering the variation to emulate that G-force feel. No like motion rig can really do it quick enough and accurately enough. Only the AccuForce wheel has seat of the pants telemetry driven force feedback built in for every sim, and then on iRacing you can just use ir-FFB with any wheel, which is fantastic. So I'd not be playing iRacing without it. How good is Suzuka? Also, iRacing's rendition of this track is fantastic. Laser scan. See, iRacing I think looks quite muted graphically, but I quite like that. I find it doesn't. There's nothing obnoxious about the graphics in iRacing. I think sometimes when you have like loads of shaders and stuff, it can be nice. I mean, Automobilist 2 looks absolutely gorgeous, day, night, and weather and everything. But so I'm not saying good graphics are bad, but I think as long as your graphics aren't. As long as it's very internally consistent, it's probably the key thing. That's art, really. If it's internally consistent, you can find that immersive. Is that a back marker in front of us? Yes, it is. back's getting a little bit more leery. Good timing for the back marker. We should be able to pass him on the start-finish line. There you go. Nice job by the back marker. People have been really nice in this race, pulling out of the way if the back markers. So that's another good thing with sim racing. You
Go left.
You don't have to be a super laser stonk, super laser beam Michael Schumacher, as long as you appropriately know how to drive as a back marker, which everyone should do, regardless of the skill level. That should be like a basic thing. You can race with anyone really and have it and still be in a race and still learn and have a good time. So I'm losing a lot of time through there because I'm worried about the understeer. The key is to know the entry speed to then chuck it in. You can ramshackle this car over the curbs quite a lot. How are we doing for fuel? Fuel paranoia here. I need Jeff in the pit lane. I guess we could use what's it called? Crew chief. $13 laps of fuel estimated. There we go. So much better lap time. Learn as you go. I definitely prefer to, I really do prefer to learn tracks and cars in the context of a race. I think a lot of people spend too much time hot lapping to learn cars and tracks. It's like, it's not real life. You don't need to do it in a practice session. Do it learning races. Of course, learn how not to bin people first. Maybe start at the back of the grid or something. Learn how to be a good back marker. But then learn in races, don't learn in practice sessions. Because you'll learn a lot more and you'll force yourself to be more consistent. Rather than doing, and I think this is like a real problem with a lot of sim racers, is they do tons and tons of hot lap practice, and what they do is like 2 or 3 laps, make a huge mistake, restart. That's not really what you want to be doing. You know, the point at where you should be doing that hot lap type of practice is if you're already like really pretty shit hot at a track and car, and you know, you're trying to get to that very last, or you're doing setup tweaks and stuff, in which case, Jesus, you should be at a very high level.
Left side.
There's no point tweaking setups
Clear.
until you're like, until you can do a lap within a tenth over and over and over again. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. By all means, get a good setup from someone that knows what they're doing, but setup fiddling when you can't drive consistently is just so dumb. Right.
The leader's pitting now.
Well, that's the leader getting his tyre fuel swapping. Yes, the mediums actually last quite a while. I mean, the softs last quite a while. I think next race I do soft qualies. Mind you, if you're quali up front, there's so much carnage with the top 5 people in this car. Oh man, I'm losing a lot of time on those as well. Careful not to chuck it into that too hard. You can change the front wing setting when you pit as well, which is nice.
You're in 4th position.
Should drive very slowly in front of the guys that are on the different strat. Pray that they lose it and then overtake them. Next level techniques. Yeah, it's hard to get. I don't know if I'm meant to chuck it in a bit more. At Long Beach, the car didn't seem to mind being chucked in. It seemed to quite like it. But then I think that was a much higher downforce setup. We've done 12 laps, 23 to go. So I might pit for mediums. Yeah, we're going to go for mediums on the pit, top the fuel right up. And then I'm going to drive out the pit lane with the fuel hose still attached to the car. Ferrari style. Although, you know what? I might. I've been watching the pros, and I might just pit and then take the tyres off and put the same ones back on. I might do that. It's always good to watch the professionals learn strategies from the best. Who am I to question real race teams as a sim racer? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not paid thousands of pounds every year to make race strategies, am I? So they must be knowing what they're doing. We'll plough through that one. See, another thing I find with this type of car, like the F2004. 80s Formula 1 cars, that's too tight. Shortcut. I find this type of Formula vehicle and radical, to be honest, anything a radical and above, I find it just clicks with me. I'm still not that fast, but I relax. To me, this is way more relaxing than, as I say, like GT3, and even GT3 for me is way more relaxing than like road cars. I just can't do road cars. Skippy I'm alright in though, because that's I've done enough practice on that, and that Skippies are just like, it's like soapbox with a lawnmower attached to it. It's alright, I can cope with that. Laps of fuel, we're good. I'm in my own little gap here. Hope you guys enjoying this video. I'll keep talking, so maybe if I didn't talk it will just turn into some like you can zone out. You can use this as like a sleep therapy video. Who needs fast hot action in front of you? The main thing is the points. It's not about having fun driving and racing and racecraft. iRacing's all about spending money and then getting as many points as possible. Build your E-Peen. If you don't have an iRacing, good iRating, you're not a real sim racer. That's for sure. Eight laps of fuel left, okay. Thing is, for that second part of that first corner, it goes uphill as well, so you get all this magic bite, just the fact that it's uphill. engines like. Imagine the forces with a Formula car going up through those sections, just like the load on the engine and everything and the tyres. It's pretty amazing that it all actually works. I always found that with engines to be quite counterintuitive. Like you'd think a box with explosions inside of it wouldn't work, but apparently it does. It's not just a box with explosions with little rotating bits and bobs all over the place on a big shaft. It's like that shouldn't work.
The leader's pitting now.
Oh. I can definitely carry a lot more speed through there. Got to trust in those big front bouncy tyres.
You're now in third.
Oh, I'm in third place due to the people pitting. Quite a long race to go still. My crazy medium tyre strat, guys. Next level. Nobody expects the the man on the mediums. Marussia Formula strats. That's the point of Formula 1 racing now, and Formula racing. It's not about the driver or talent, it's about which tyres. It's all about the tyres. And what could be more riveting with motorsport than tyres? $30 litres is 7 laps, so man, I'm going to have to top her pretty. That's why those other people are like taking so long to pit. Whoa, a little bit more on the throttle there would have gone. Man, it's going to be like.
Okay, you're in second.
To be honest, with my pace, filling her up and the pit cost probably won't affect us too much. So. To be safe than sorry. $18 laps to go, halfway through the race. Merry Christmas. These mediums are driving pretty fresh still. I've not had any lockups or any major things. I probably will do now I've just said that. So if that was 100 litres, gets us, yeah, probably like 90 litres is probably needed for the pit stop. Bloody hell, this car. What a guzzle chump.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
I'm going to put 95 in just to be safe.
The leader's pitting now.
Oh, do I get to be on pole position for a fraction of a second? This is how you get your advertising, your sponsors happy.
The leader's pitting now. The leader's pitting now.
Here you go, guys. We're at the front of the race order. Brought to you by the Game of Muscle Fanatec affiliate link. I haven't got a Fanatec livery. I'll get a livery sorted out on this car. You love it. Well, I could actually just pit. I could put the mediums on in the pit. The mediums clearly last half the race, but then I mean the softs. I think I might just keep the mediums though, because I know how I'm lapping with them. And I think we can, what with the accidents that happened and where everyone was placed, we should be able to get a good, nice 6th place, or maybe the glorious holy 7th out of this. This is a nice practice session, though. I feel like I've just lost everyone. I feel like a lonely man on the moors. Right, let's not keep doing that. 2 more laps, I think, and then we'll Wongler in. This is welcome to Train Simulator. That's what this feels like.
You're in first.
Oh, it's beautiful, guys. TV's focused on me. The commentators are talking about this guy. He's come from nowhere with a strategy that they were all laughing at, but it's got in the viewership. And motorsport's about money. It's not about wins. So I'm doing the job. 2nd year contract in Marussia confirmed. As long as I bring 10 million with me. Gotta try and keep the Delta bar green, that'd be handy. Right, let's do 1 more lap. And then it's time for the pit. You guys are excited for this pit stop. It's going to be truly wild. There's a little black sort of brake markery thing on the pitch, which I've been using as a reference. I actually practiced a pit stop, can you believe it? iRacing is turning me into a serious racer. So we should be able to enter the pit relatively fast. Hopefully we don't Maldonado it into the wall, but you know, if we do, we do. I really want another sip of tea here. I need like a straw, the motor. Pump some tea into me. Right, here we go. Final lap on this. On this fuel. Almost running out of fuel there. Maybe, who knows, other people might have messed up their pit stops and we might have jumped someone. I think before everyone started pitting we were 5th, I think. So for this series, it's probably actually quite handy to have a spotter. Help you call out for strategies. That was slow. Whoops. Okay. So, fuel 95 litres, Windows 95. Not as good as XP, let's be real. And I am just going to put the mediums on. Softs are probably a better choice.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel
but
left.
I know how these mediums handle, and as I say, my pace isn't so good anyway, so tyres are the least of our worries. Brake pedal is far more concerning. If I miss the pit, we've got enough fuel to go around again. Blue's just on the right here. Right, and then brake there. Oh shit. We might have sped in the pit lane there, and we were going in a bit faster than I thought. Oh well, probably get a drive-through for that. Now locked up. Let's try and get this. There we go. Hopefully we don't get a penalty for that. We might do.
All clear, punch it.
Fingers crossed we don't get a penalty. It's going to be a close one. I think we got away with it. That was actually a laser beam pit stop. Jesus. That was a good one. Oh, cold tires. I'm pretty sure it must have just been the speedo on the screen was slightly delayed or something, because the numbers were still going down. I'll probably have to check that on a replay. I was cutting it rather close. If I hadn't locked up, we would have safely have got in there. Cold tyres, watch out. But I locked up so we didn't get the speed off before getting to the the zone there. PC Plod was asleep with his speed gun. I'll take it. Okay, so actually we've dropped back to 8th. Or 5th. I don't know. We are back in the 5th zone. 8.3 second gap between us and the car in front, so I'll be interested to see if we can close on that as he pulls away. I'm happy. I mean, we started in 12th or something, so bringing it back. In terms of actual raw results, it's not too bad if we can finish it. And as I say, it's all about the points. It's been a really weird race. I don't think I've ever done such a lonely race before. Oh, it says we're in 4th, so I will take it. $21 laps of fuel. 13, yeah, so I think 70 litres is probably the right amount. 75 to be safe. And you can do it. You can definitely. The mediums look like they softs look like they last. So you can put softs on the softs on at the start. Pit when I pitted, just like what I did, and then 70 litres of fuel. 75 to be safe. And it's happy times. I think you gain about a second a lap with the softs. I have to do this again. Different strats. Mind you, a lot of it is down to if you get punted at the start. That's the main strat with this type of race. With 12 laps to go here. We're doing 133, so I should be on 131s. So I'm definitely trundling here. Let's try and go a bit faster. Proceeds to bin it immediately. Oh, a bit late on the braking there. Naughty. Got a 32-second gap from the car behind us, though. What are these gaps? More gap than a British high street. Come on. Marco.
Great job, 10 to go.
Oh, 10 laps to go. Nice one. Marco H. The guy in front of us, annoyingly, is about 2 seconds a lap faster. It'd be nice if P1 and P2 crash into each other and then Marco H smashes into them as they're recovering. And then I just drive on through to take the victory. Like a rich tea biscuit dunked in a cup of tea. Moist. And yet still firm. Let's keep the delta down. Let's keep pushing. Oil tanker muscle coming through. He's carrying the half of Japan's oil reserve in the back of his Formula vehicle. But don't worry, because I'm burning it up as well as we go. The trees will soon all be dead. Oh, look, 2/10. I will get more bold on that first corner. We've got I think we've got like 3/10 to gain on that T1. Doing races like this is a fantastic way to get way better at tracks, though, especially in. It's another advantage of doing faster vehicles. Is you do way more laps in a shorter period of time, so you can learn tracks, and then when you go to a slower vehicle after driving something like this, it's hard to get the most out of that slow vehicle, but it does feel like you're Neo in the Matrix slowing down time. You're like, oh, hang on, is there something wrong with this car? That's why you should never buy a good vehicle, real life road car. Or don't ever go in a fast car. I've been lucky to sit in some very fast cars, and since doing that, it's like, oh. Someone will be like, oh, here's my BMW or like whatever. I'm like, oh. Okay, it's nice. But that's the problem with acceleration. I imagine jet pilots are probably like, oh. Once you've been in a fighter jet, doing like 7G corners, anything else you'd be like, oh. Unless you're enjoying the smooth flow and character of the car's handling, or drifting, that's a different thing. That's where rally comes in, though. That's why rally's so good. You don't, because trees are so close and it's like instant death. You know, it's not about pure acceleration. It's pure handling and pure hedge avoidance. It's beautiful. Which reminds me, I will do more rally on this channel. It's not suited for live streaming, but I definitely should do more rally videos. Because as I've said before, in live streams, If I was a real driver, I'd be a rally driver, not a track driver. Just rally's my real passion. Almost lost the rear then. I think it's second gear through those. Ain't nobody catching up with us, mate. 4th place though, guys. It's my first full race in this car. It's not, granted, it's not been door banging action. I mean, lap 1 was pretty spectacular. You know, my lap time's getting better. 4th place be 4th place though. Saying that as if it's finished. We ain't finished yet. You're not finished until the car has not hit the Armco. Whoa! See, it's nice with this. The cars will have a nice bit of downforce. You can smash dangle curbing and they settle nice and quick. Some cars, you hit that curbing and off you go. Six laps to go, eh? Starting to regret that I've got my force feedback on quite high here. Who needs wrists? How have you developed RSI as if you're 90 years old? Oh, I did 3 years of continuous sim racing. My wrists have never forgiven me. Weirdly, actually, I get sore wrists even with like the T300 or when I had the G25. I think a lot of it is you tend to do the corrective stuff, which is what puts strain on the wrists. Vaguely acceptable lines through here. Delta's not respecting me, but it looked nice, felt nice. Oh no, there you go. There's the Delta respect. That's it. That's more like it. Respectful Delta. Thank you. Oh, look at that respectful Delta. I think, guys, if you've got this far in the video, you should type in the comments respectful Delta. That's a new mug with a green Delta. Respectful Delta. It's not something you see very often on this channel, a respectful Delta. Oh no, disrespectful understeer. Right. Bloody hell. Delta's going disrespectful soon. But bugger me, the fronts didn't hook up there. Okay, maybe the tyres are not happy. I don't know. Come on. Right, at least we got improved through the opening sector there.
You got 5 laps to go. Back in 3rd. Keep hustling.
Oh! Oh! Podium! Oh! First ever full race in this car! What happened? Someone must have bin bagged it. Or they pitted. 11 seconds from us in the car behind. Oh man. First ever race we did in this car, we won. Week 13. Probably it doesn't really count. Podium in the first ever ranked race in this car with terrible Ferrari Marussia Strats. Tell you, I just operate on a different frequency, and I think it helps that most people aren't using IFFB and don't have DD wheels. All the gear, cheat to win, pay to win. So, you know, you've seen how shit I am, but look at the results, guys. They speak for themselves. Obviously, use the Game of Muscle Fanatec affiliate link if you want to be imbued with the muscle talent. If you're fed up of being disrespected by the Delta bar, you know what to do. That said, you know, if you're watching this and you don't have money to waste, be perfectly happy with the gear you've got. do joke about fantastic stuff, but like T300, great. G25, great. G29, great. CSL Elite, great. Cup of tea, great. Going outside sim racing, having a real life, great. Never playing a driving simulator, optimal. Oh man, this is 10-second gap. Oh Jesus. I was enjoying my nice cruise through the Japanese countryside. I was getting my flight sim experience from this. Few little clouds. And then we get the third place notification and a car catching up with us with only a few laps to go. Keep that Delta respectful and we'll be all right. Turn. Woohoo! Pressure's on! Don't let the pressure get to you. Oh, run it wide. 10.2. We are holding off Marco H. Murbex if I keep my Delta respectful. If I make one mistake, in the words of Sega, game over, yeah. Shit. Oh, Jesus. 2 laps to go. I am shitting myself. Stop looking at the other drivers' times. Concentrate on your lines. Oh, nice and easy. But I need a sip of tea. This is the problem. Turn. It doesn't like going around the corner.
2 to go.
2 laps to go. Wow. After this one, 2 laps to go. I've never had such an intense race driving around the track by myself, I have to say. 9.1 seconds. Oh, God, he's gained a second on us that lap. That's it. More sunshine. Thank you. .5 seconds. It's probably on mediums as well. Respectful Delta. That's better.
White flag. Stay smooth.
Stay smooth. All right, mates. He's still 8 seconds behind us. Well, I was way more happy through there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Bounce it over the curbs. Oh, I must have gained a ton of safety rating in this because we've only got 1x off road or something. Final lap, guys, for 3rd place. And binned. Nice and easy because we do have 8 second gap. Don't do nothing stupid, you bold git. Whoa! No need to cut it at this there. I would like a respectful Delta though, that would be nice. Well, I'm getting way better at that. You've got to just let the fronts deal with it through that corner. Going a touch too hot. Okay, I totally butchered that. There goes a second or two. Oh no. Woo! Come on, third. 4 corners to go. Beautiful. Lapping around by myself. Unbelievable drive. First full race. Ranked in this car. Oh, what a strategy. They said it wouldn't work, but it did. Criminal. Third place.
Chicken flag, chicken flag.
Nice.
Great job. You did really well.
We started in like 13th or something, 14th. I will have a look. Das ist ein Finish. Good. Hit that like button and subscribe for more top performance videos and driving. All the gear, no idea. Some say he drives like he's had too much beer. Started in 12th and finished in 3rd. I will take it. These guys just didn't finish. They all noobed themselves. Just too good. They're 1 lap down, 5 lap down. Yeah. People just can't handle this car. They haven't got the muscle hustle. Or ir-FFB and a DD wheel, probably. If you enjoyed that, you know what to do. Smash the like button, click subscribe and all that lark. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this. But I'm really enjoying this car. It's a fantastic vehicle, really easy to drive with ir-FFB. Does what you say. What more could you want? Nice and fast. These races are a little bit long, but you know, they're trying to do like proper Formula races in it, so fair enough. Thank you very much for watching. Till the next one, happy tea drinking, happy sim racing, and goodbye everybody.